Hello folks, Silly Moustache here. You know, some of us guitarists tend to be a little bit nerdy. I don't know whether you've noticed. We talk endlessly about the woods that our guitars are made of, and the tuners and amplification, and even stuff like the strings and the capos and the straps and the picks. I've made 2 or 3 videos already about picks. I'm not going to go into that great deal, but a recent conversation on one of the forums mentioned bevels. Are they a good thing or not? Well, I think they're a terribly good thing. So I'm just going to do some very basic demonstrations. I was introduced to the concept of picks by my first blue chip pick, which I received, and I thought it was a large triangle, which was a revelation, and it was beveled, which was another revelation. So thinking that $35 plus postage to the UK was outrageous and a scam, I set about trying to convert some large triangle picks into beveled picks, and I've shown you how I'd done that in the past. I'm just going to compare them now, and the ones that I've chosen to do are the ones that were the most successful. And this is a Dunlop Tortex, and it's 1.14, and the harder one was a Dunlop Ultex. All right, and you see that? Can you see these both? There we go. And so what I did was I tried to bevel these, so I'm going to do a comparison with a non-beveled one and a beveled and polished one what I did myself, and then I'll do the same with the Ultex, and then I'm going to compare it to a blue chip and a real tortoiseshell pick. So I thought, what guitars should I use for this? So I thought this is one that's very much focused on bass and middle, and so I'm just going to play a little bit very shortly with a Dunlop factory finish Tortex. Now I'm going to go to the one that I've beveled. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with the Ultex, which is a slightly harder material, and this is the factory finish. Yes, I got the right one. And now I'm going to do it with the beveled one. There we go. Okay, so the comparison then is with a blue chip pick, which is what introduced me to bevels. And just for fun, I'm going to do it the same thing with a real tortoiseshell. This is probably dates back to the 70s somewhere, and it's about the same thickness as the blue chip. The Dunlops were 1.14 mil, and the blue chip is about 1 mil, and this is about 1 mil. So just to go over them quickly, I'm going to compare the unbeveled, this one, Tortex, Bevelled Ultex, the blue chip, and the tortoiseshell. Now I'm going to change over and do much the same thing, hopefully a little bit quicker, on a guitar that's more treble focused. So starting with the factory finish Dunlop Tortex. This is a maple back and side, so not much influence from the back and side, so a little bit more towards the treble. Now the beveled version. Now I'm going to try it with the Ultex factory finish. Now I'm going to play it with the blue chip. And just to finish off this one with the tortoiseshell. Tortoiseshell, blue chip, Tortex, Tortex beveled, Ultex, Ultex beveled. Okay, well, as always, I'd welcome your comments and opinions on this. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you say I can't tell the difference one way or the other, and opinions will also vary. I feel when I'm playing that I'm less restricted with the beveled picks, and the blue chip just persistently comes out tops for me. Just seems to flow off of the pick so easily. And they call it a speed bevel, and I think that's exactly what it is. So if I use the the beveled Tortex, I feel a little bit less resistance than the unfinished one. It feels a little bit muted to me, a bit cleaner there. With the Ultex I find less of a difference. Looking at the Ultex, it seems slightly better finished, although I could still do with a polish, and what I did was I beveled them and I also polished them. So there we go, won't mess around anymore. That's just a comparison. So two guitars that are fairly different in as much as this is rather treble biased, the Santa Cruz is rather bass and middle biased, and I've used effectively 1mm or 1.1mm type picks. Let me have your views. If you have been, thanks for watching. Bye.